We observe Memorial Day, and nothing more American than baseball on this holiday. It's the Cubs and the Pirates here from PNC Park. And today we remember those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country's freedoms. And one of those freedoms is to get to enjoy some baseball. We have some for you here today on a Monday afternoon from Pittsburgh. And welcome into the booth. Joe Block and Steve Blass with you here today. As the Pirates back in action after dropping 2 out of 3 to the Cardinals, the Cubs traveling overnight to get here. And today, Chad Kuhl will see if the Pirates can start off the series with a victory.
Yeah, and Joe, all he has to do is pick up where he left off against the Cincinnati Reds. He was very good, and the reason he was very good, he continues to improve and have confidence in the curveball. There's an example right there. Still has the above-average fastball, but now they complement each other. And I think each start that he goes along, he believes in that curveball now, not just setting up the fastball, but getting swings and misses with that particular pitch.
And Kuhl's mound opponent today is Mike Montgomery. Out of necessity, he'll have to start today, pulled out of the bullpen, and he has been much better as a reliever than a starter throughout his career.
Yeah, and it's not like picking a kid up out of high school and bringing him up. This guy has been around a little bit. He's had an experience of starting. He started 37 Major League games, so he's been around, and the Cubs feel good about having him work today. Now, what we need to do is score a bunch of runs so we don't have so much darn drama at the end.
We'll see if the Pirates can get into the Cubs bullpen a little earlier here this afternoon. It's the Pirates and the Cubs on Memorial Day, and we got it for you coming up right here on AT&T Sportsnet. Powerful images on this Memorial Day. Monday afternoon here in Pittsburgh. And the Pirates and the Cubs begin a 3-game series. And like yesterday, because of the day affair, kids get to take the field and meet their favorite Pirates and get an autograph before the game.
How much fun is that? Going out there, and you're out there with the guys who are going to play today. Real baseball, Major League Baseballs, the whole deal. Major League uniforms, and you go out there to stand with them for a minute. That's pretty cool. Pretty neat. Some folks wearing the colors. Very appropriate. Very appropriate.
Nice to see a crowd assembling here today, and the Cubs, whose game ended last night at 20 to midnight. Joe Madden puts out this lineup as Ben Zobrist will top the order. La Stella, and then Bryan and Rizzo 3 and 4. Javier Baez having an outbreak of his season for him. Schwarber bats 6th. Chris Jimenez, his first game as a Cub. Then the pitcher Montgomery bats 8th, and Albert Almora Jr. 5th in the league in hitting, batting 9th.
Yeah, Chad Kuhl making start number 11. He owes some payback to these Chicago Cubs. He has had a rough spell with them over his career. 27 innings pitched, 25 earned runs given up. So he needs to get it done. But he's coming off a real good game against the Cincinnati Reds where he's effective. Should have got the win. It was a blown save. Might have been the start of the Vasquez struggles. And take a look at our defense today.
The Honda defense with Austin Meadows playing right field for the first time either in AAA or in the big leagues this season. Dickerson and Marte join him. Freese gets to start at third. Rodriguez at short. Harrison and Bell, the Joshes on the right. And Elias Diaz back behind the plate for the Buccos. And Meadows starting last in August of last season in Indianapolis in right field. 20 career games there plus 10 more in the Arizona Fall League. He says he'll be just fine out there today.
He's been fine doing everything else, for sure.
Chad Kuhl works to Ben Zobrist, who has hit him well in his career. Part of the reason he's atop the order. He's been up there a little bit this season, too.
Career start number 8 for Chad against these Cubbies.
Not a lot of secrets, a lot of holdovers for Chicago. Pirates saw him in the Cubs opener, which was delayed by a day because of snow and ice.
First 3 deliveries away. Stays out there.
This time a loud, lazy fly out to start things.
That's what you like to see. That was the plan against Zobrist. Keep the ball away from him. They did. He bit. Lazy fly ball out. Good way to start.
Very warm afternoon today, too. 87 degrees.
Just a lingering breeze. But, Chad Kuhl has been very good here at this ballpark recently. 7-1 in his last 11 starts here at PNC Park. Continuing to work away. Early going.
Facing Tommy La Stella. Normally a reserve, gets some action at second base today.
What would it be usually? Baez at second and then Addison Russell at short. So maybe Russell slept in.
Now just getting La Stella in there today. He's been swinging a good bat off the Cubs bench.
Numbers are good. Nothing wrong with 344. Pirates did a good job with the Cubs that opening series, winning 2 out of 3. Continuing to work away. Be interesting to see what he does when he gets to Rizzo, because Rizzo's right on top of the plate all the time.
See a lot of coffee in that dugout today.
Nice pick.
And 2 outs.
Clean and smooth. Stella does his job, hits a ground ball toward Josh Bell. Kuhl does his job, getting over to cover first base.
And Chris Bryant bats with the bases empty. Now the Cubs game ended last night. They played on Sunday Night Baseball. It ended at 11:40 Eastern time, and then they traveled here, got in about 3 in the morning.
Quite a combo, this Bryant Rizzo package.
Pull quickly ahead, 2 strikes. Rizzo next.
Anthony Rizzo. He is really near or at the top of the list of baseball players in the National League.
And Pirates didn't see him last time on the DL. Hope they don't see him till the next inning.
Big sweeping curveball, fishing expedition, but Bryant didn't take the bait.
Still 1-2 on Chris Bryant. Who has hit very well in this ballpark in his career. .392. That cool strikes him out. 97.
Perfectly placed.
And now the Pirates will get their chance to bat here. Josh Harrison will be the leadoff man. And swinging the bat well since coming off the DL. Here's the RAV4 lineup for Clint Hurdle's Buccos today. Austin Meadows will bat behind Harrison. He's been off to a great start to his career. Marte and Bell 3 and 4 with Corey Dickerson back in the lineup. David Freese gets the start against the lefty, as does Sean Rodriguez. Elias Diaz in there for Cervelli. Still with flu-like symptoms, Chad Kuhl on the mound, bats ninth.
Montgomery getting ready to tee it up against the Pirates. Working out of their bullpen. Darvish on the disabled list. Pretty well traveled left-hander. Mike Montgomery out of Mission Hills, California, 28 years old, 6'5", 215, drafted by Kansas City back in 2008. His current numbers:
Lofted out to right for Ben Zobrist. Well, we'll see how far Montgomery can go today, this being his first start of the year.
He has started 14 starts for the Cubs last year, 37 career starts, so he knows the deal, but he's been working exclusively out of the bullpen this year, so we'll see how much mileage they get out of him.
Last pitched on Tuesday, 2 1/3 innings. Now Austin Meadows. Tenth major league game. He has started at all 3 outfield positions now. Has also a pinch hit. .455 with 3 homers.
You can't have a much better early start to a career than Austin Meadows has had, continues to have.
The first 9 games in a big league career for a Pirate. The highest OPS, 30 or more plate appearances. Figured that would be a good threshold for everyday type player.
It's not beyond the possibility that he would come in to close today. He's done everything else. Come out of the pen later on, shut it down.
It won't be Felipe Vasquez today.
No.
He's unavailable. Meadows is out.
I'm a little surprised. He runs so well. I thought once that ball got by Montgomery that he was going to have a good chance, but they get him at first base for the second out. See Montgomery following through to third base a little bit, so he's a step late, but then he catches up. Perfect feed from Rizzo, who does just about everything well.
Very nimble over there at first.
Yeah, and they had to do everything right because Meadows does run. He's an above average speed. He's already stolen a couple of bases, hasn't he, Joe?
Yeah, Meadows has 3.
3, okay. Oh, you know he can run.
Now Starling Marte with the bases empty. Seven home runs, 20 knocked in, 305. The 10-game hitting streak ended yesterday, dating back to before his DL stint.
A little turnover, two-seam fastball that Starling chases and doesn't get to. Oh, there you go. There you go. Now you got it. That's the final accessory right there.
And that aids Montgomery, just a 10-pitch inning on a day where he probably won't go very long. And Felipe Vasquez came on in the 8th inning to try to get a save, but said he felt a little discomfort in that left arm, in the forearm, during that walk to Munoz. Ended up getting pulled from the game, and they took a lot of tests on Vasquez, and nothing came up irregular, nothing at all, and feeling better today. Rizzo slamming one out of here on the first pitch in the second inning. He's been hot in the month of May, 25 RBIs this month, and the Cubs have a 1-0 lead.
Got a lot of that one, didn't he? show you a look anyway. That's getting it flush. See, he crowds the plate. He takes everything away from you. He can turn those kind of pitches around, and that's what he did.
That's basically down the middle to Rizzo because he crowds the plate so much.
Yep. A big part of the swing is on the outside corner. Timing is just perfect. Lifts the leg. He's just in tune with the arms and the body and the bat, and that's a classic pose of a power hitter.
7th home run for Rizzo.
And it adds on to the issues that have been a concern for Chad Kuhl. That's home run number 11 given up.
Whereas last year, for a long stretch of that season, he was very good at limiting home runs. That's a big part of this ballpark, too. So Rizzo now a 10-game hitting streak. Well, the good news is you get Bryant to end the first and you face him to lead off an inning, and that's what you hope to do with the best hitters of the other team.
Yeah, and solos don't kill you. They don't, you know, lock up the ball game for the team.
Now the man who leads the National League in runs batted in. Look at that. Javi Baez, 42 RBIs. He's homered in 2 straight games. Still, though, will swing and miss quite a bit. But he's atop the leaderboard. Suarez, who's missed some time this year, moving up on that list, and Scooter Gennett as well.
Thank you.
And Baez still 44 strikeouts, and 2 times he's walked unintentionally all year.
This is what you call a chase. As the gunner would say, you couldn't hit that one with a bed slat.
So it's the 2nd strikeout for Chad Kuhl. Now Kyle Schwarber, he mashed 30 homers last year, 9 so far this year. They average a little better.
Nice curveball that Chad Kuhl starts him with, down and away. And as you can see by the WB and Mason strike zone, goes straight back upstairs. Last start against Cincinnati used that curveball very effectively, both as a swing and a miss pitch and a setup pitch.
Well, the opposite way, right down that line. Dickerson. What a catch by Corey Dickerson.
Oh, baby. Chad Kuhl, are you loving it, Chad? That's what you call not quitting.
Dickerson robs Schwarber of a home run.
There's your play that made a difference so far. Times the jump, good elevation, stays with it, locked in, and takes it away from a fan. There'll be other days for that fan, but we're loving to see that effort. Went over there, set himself, and bought it in. All's well that ends well.
Save the home run. What a play by Corey Dickerson, back out there in left today. Boy, he's been such a great all-around player for the Pirates. And that's all good Schwarber can do. Yeah, he knows it.
He knows he's been robbed. Call the cops. There's a robbery.
Yeah, righty with that short wall down the left field line, tried to sneak one inside the pole. Now Chris Jimenez.
Well-traveled catcher. They bought him up Saturday. He's got a resume. He's got about 5 or 6 different team suitcases.
This is the 6th. And in his first at bat as a Cub, he's batting 1,000.
And we thought Meadows was hot.
1 for 1 for Jimenez. Let's look at Dickerson's catch again. That is.
He gets. One of the things that helps, he gets back where he thinks he's going to have a chance, and he sets himself. Right there, bang. Yep. That's fun to watch, and that is so much fun for him to catch, and not so much fun for Kyle Schwarber.
He can appreciate that playing left field himself, though he can't do that at his home ballpark. And Wrigley with the basket there. Another base hit, that time by the pitcher Mike Montgomery.
What's he doing that for? He never hits.
First hit of the year. That home run being saved, not only taking one off the board, but also adding that second out of the inning. And Diaz will come out to talk with Cool,
who has been knocked around in this inning, to be quite honest, with some solid contact. Who does he dominate? The National League RBI leader. Everybody else has hit the ball hard.
Well, you don't get a reprieve with the number 9 hitter in the Cubs lineup. Albert Almora Jr. 5th in the league in batting average at .326. And has been red hot this month. That time softly hit, and Freese gets the final out. Cubs get a run, but Corey Dickerson saves one. Going over the wall and peeling one from the seats. Robbing the home run away and helping out Chad Kuhl.
Sportsnet is brought to you by USAA. Join USAA in honoring our fallen heroes. And by Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
On Memorial Day here in Pittsburgh, Pirates trailing 1-0 here in the second inning. Glad you're with us on the holiday.
Yep. Joe, I've got a lot of memories of Memorial Days back in Falls Village, Connecticut, when I was playing Little League Baseball. Our little town of about 1,000 people, and all of us Little Leaguers would wear our uniforms and play in the volunteer firemen's parade band. And then we'd march along, and then we'd play our games.
That's a nice remembrance. Always has been tied in with baseball, hasn't it? The unofficial start of summer. It feels like it today. 87 at game time. So Josh Bell will start things after a 10-pitch first inning for Montgomery. This one running out of steam.
But running out far enough to give him another chance.
Trying to see if Bell's got a little more sock in there. We know he does. Well, his opposite number has already homered today. That's Rizzo over at first for the Cubs. So let's see if Bell can match that. Both teams have had some of the lowest production in terms of OPS at first base this season, which you would not expect. But again, we're about the first third of the way through the season. We see Rizzo getting hot after that back injury sidelined him in April. And probably just a matter of time for Bell, who's still been driving in the runs.
You know, that first series in Chicago against the Cubs, Pirates took 2 out of 3. They scored 19 runs, and when you're scoring an average of a little over 6 runs, you should do pretty well. They also hit 8 home runs in that 3-game series. There's some hot bats on cool April days.
Yeah, that was impressive. Softly hit out toward Rizzo. Foul pop retires Bell. And now we get a chance to see Corey Dickerson. Home run saving catch last inning, taking one away from Kyle Schwarber, and even tweeted just like you said, Steve, call the cops.
There's a robbery on the North Shore. Oh.
They love your phrase. Dickerson's been doing it at the plate this season too. .310 hitter. Knocking in 31. That leads the Pirates. This Pirates outfield, anyone that's played outfield when they come to the plate this year, best OPS in the National League for an outfield unit.
Now that unit has been expanded by 1.
Clint Hurdle talking about why the Pirates kept Austin Meadows on the roster, that it's the best roster right now. But also that, you know, Dickerson hasn't played 100 or hasn't started 100 games in the outfield in any season in the major leagues yet. They want to give him some periodic rest as the season goes on. And of course, Polanco mired in a slump, giving him a day off today, and occasionally Starling Marte is going to need a day off. So Meadows is going to play, and he's going to play more often than not.
I think Neil Huntington phrased it best. He said, we don't have a 4th outfielder. We have 4 outfielders.
Yeah, and I like that. Yeah, there's Polanco. Started off the season red hot, had a good stretch. About maybe ended about 2 weeks ago, but since then has been cold as a January day up north. So he gets a day reset with a lefty starter.
Somebody said we're going to be hitting close to 90 degrees today, so instant summer.
Yeah.
Add water and serve.
Now with 2 strikes, Dickerson will choke up a bit. And a very good 2-strike hitter. One of the best in baseball this season. That time an easy roll into Rizzo. 5 up and 5 down against Montgomery. And Ivan Nova hitting the disabled list today as we look at our Allegheny Health Network injury update. And for Nova, a sprained ligament in his right ring finger, and that was diagnosed after the game back on Thursday. It has been bothering him for a while. He says, you know, throwing some of those the spin pitches, especially the curveball, that affects him. So he's going to hit the shelf, and Nick Kingham will start tomorrow. And there's Nick in the middle on the active roster today, but of course he'll go tomorrow against John Lester. David Freese ahead in the count, 2-0. And for Nova, just to add on for a second there, the last 5 starts for him, an ERA over 7.5, and that's not very Nova-like. So something as little as a finger, but when you're a pitcher, I mean, I'm sure that has a lot to do with where you're putting the ball and how you're delivering the ball there.
Well, I'm glad it's not the first 2 fingers, because most of your business is with the first finger and then the middle finger. You know, that can be an issue down on the ring finger, but a lot of your stuff, you're across the seams, with the seams, these 2 fingers are the most active. That's what you got. This one, I don't know much about that, because everything I did was with these first 2. And, so I'm glad it's a little further down the line. Maybe that'll be a little bit of a break for him.
And with Freeze up.
Oh, how about that? Does that look good? Yeah. That doesn't.
Mike Montgomery has retired all 6 men he's faced.
Over the Pittsburgh Pirates. And you know, the Cubs and Buccos have played a lot of baseball against one another over the years, but today's meeting is rather unique. In our Rocket Mortgage Breakdown, we can tell you that today's meeting is the 2,500th meeting. 2,500 meetings between these two. It's the first time that 2 opponents have ever reached that total in baseball history.
Wow.
Playing a close second, the Pirates and the team that just left town, the Cardinals. They have met 2,486 times. And in case you're wondering, the Bucks in their meetings with the Cubs have more victories, 1,272.
And they have tied 18 times, including
what?
2 years ago. Back in 2016 at the end of the season, a 1-1 tie. The Cubs and the Pirates. Ivan Nova, complete game effort in 5 1/3 that day.
Why was it a tie?
Well, it was the end of the season. It didn't matter in the standings.
So everybody said that's enough?
And it was the second to last day of the season, I think, or close to it. Right near the end of the season.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's that.
You usually play out the games whether they are meaningful or not.
Yeah, so baseball ruled it a tie. But yeah, I saw that today. You know who tipped us off is the historian John Drecker, who's a fantastic follow on Twitter. But it's funny to think that this is the matchup that has been played more than any other major league matchup. They've been in the divisions together, the East and now the Central. They've also been around together, the Pirates National League Ball Club, beginning in 1887. .2,500 times. And the Cubs have always been intertwined with the Pirates in terms of closing down stadiums. Exposition Park and also at Forbes Field and then at Three Rivers. So
yeah, we beat him a doubleheader in 1970. Went on a road trip and came back to a new ballpark, Three Rivers Stadium.
These two teams have been intertwined for a long time, of course. That great race in 2015.
Bob Walk hit his only home run against the
That's
Cubs.
right. And you as well as yours, right?
Well, that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
One in a row.
Yeah.
We're tied.
You're probably always going to be tied.
We had a streak. Each of us one in a row, one consecutive home run. Wind was blowing out, fortunately. And, almost tipped Bob over. It was blowing so hard.
Bob on the right there hit his off Danny Jackson, if I recall, right? And former 20-game winner. Who'd you hit yours off?
Kenny Holtzman, September
Another good
9th,
pitcher.
1969.
Do you remember it?
2:14 in the afternoon. Attendance 12,422. Slightly overcast. Ran down to first, and the coach said, "Take a left." I'd always peeled off back to the right.
Zobrist taking a left, and he's out.
The
Diaz.
gun. Diaz, the gun, got him.
Throws him out trying to steal for the first time this year, but Zobrist is going to stay put while the Cubs consider challenging. He's out. And
Right there. Well, a high tag. I don't know.
Cubs are not going to challenge this. There's the tag right there. That's a more definitive view.
Tagged him high, but it was in time.
2-6. Sean Rodriguez, the shortstop, on the tag. And LaStella will replace him with the second walk of the inning by Cool. All these great Pirates Cubs memories. How about 14 years ago today? Rob McCoyak with a game-winning grand slam in game one of a doubleheader, and then ties it in the ninth inning with another one. This after attending the birth of his son Garrett, and then showing up and hitting two majestic home runs.
Happy birthday.
14 years ago today, Garrett was born. So another thrill in the long Pirates Cubs series. Chris Bryant will bat with one on. That's got to be a warm hat today.
That entire outfit is warm.
It reminds me of the first time I ever went to Wrigley Field in Chicago. It was a game of, it was over 100 degrees there. It was a hot summer day. Do you remember the super fan Ronnie Woo Woo?
Ronnie Woo Woo?
Ronnie Woo Woo for the Cubs.
W-O-W-O?
I don't know how to spell
Okay.
it. I'm not really
Woo
sure.
Woo?
But he would sit in the bleachers in full Cubs uniform. I mean, socks and everything. Long sleeves, the whole bit. And it was over 100 degrees that day, and he still had the whole outfit on and everything. And I, you know, this is my first game. I was about 18 years old. I'm looking, I'm, why is this guy wearing so many clothes? But my dad always said it keeps you warmer the more clothes you have on a hot day. I never got it, but
Sure does.
Yeah.
It does keep you warmer on a hot day.
or it keeps you cooler. I mean,
Oh.
I mean, keeps you cooler. Something about evaporation. I don't know. It does keep you warmer though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's a better way to go. Short sleeves.
Quick word from Ray Searich after those back-to-back walks. Just one free pass delivered from Chad in that good outing against Cincinnati last start.
LaStella also, like Zobrist, has not attempted to steal this year. Hooked out toward left. Dickerson comes a long way to make that grab.
Wow. That was a long trip, and that ball was up in the air forever.
He waited to the last minute to call off Rodriguez until he knew he could get there.
He must have been, I didn't see where he was stationed originally. He must have been way out in left center field.
Look how deep he is. He's
Yep.
almost to the track.
Very deep, so he's got a long way. And Sean peels off right at the last moment.
Great look on our Allegheny Health Network Supermo.
And then take a look at the quick flip to get it back in the infield, just in case you're thinking about going anywhere from first base. That doesn't have to be any kind of a strong throw, accurate throw, just the fact that he released it.
That was another very good play by Dickerson, who robbed Schwarber of a home run last inning. Yeah, Chad's buying dinner tonight. Now Rizzo, who homered.
That's what you have to do. You have to establish yourself inside. Now, that's the good news, establishing, but it doesn't bother him if you buzz him under the chin or anything. He does not give up any ground, and he knows he's going to get hit. Usually, most of the time, high percentage of the time, put the bat down, go to first base. But see those hands over the inside corner of the plate.
He's been hit 8 times, usually among the leaders every year. And has hit well in this ballpark.
And the problem is there's not much room. If you come off the inside part of the plate, there's a high percentage of time you're going to hit him. So you don't want that to happen on a regular basis either. A touch overthrown, I might say. Chad is looking for a rhythm right now. He's kind of trying to find a way to get into a rhythm that he can count on, a little flow.
Walked the first 2 men, but helped out by a caught stealing.
Oh boy, is that dangerous stuff up there. Dangerous, dangerous. High breaking balls. It might have been high enough where Rizzo didn't want it, but breaking balls that are strikes high in the strike zone are playing with fire. I don't care what they say about pitching upstairs.
Now Rizzo has worked the count back to even.
We'll see where Diaz sets up. Do they want to just try to crowd him again or go away? Coming in. One of the issues you have to deal with here too in this particular matchup is that Chad Kuhl doesn't have that 2-seamer that can go down and away and keep running out away. He's primarily a 4-seamer curve ball. He'll cut it a little bit.
Big shift on.
Yep. Diaz, will he tell us anything here? Yep, see that slide in? Overthrown again. Yeah, there's just 1 run so far in the home run, but he is looking to get into something he can depend on, a little sequence action where he can throw pitch after pitch most of the time where he wants to. Rushing a little bit out in front of himself. Getting the body out in front.
He was ahead of him, 2 strikes. 3rd walk of the inning.
I'm talking to Ray Searage a couple times about Chad Kuhl, saying when he gets in trouble, sometimes it'll be one of those harder, faster things. You think you got to go harder, you got to throw harder, you got to throw faster, and that's a trap. You think you've got to be better and throw the ball harder when you're in trouble. That doesn't work that way. You want to slow yourself down a little bit. Catch up with yourself.
Pirates have already used 2 mound visits. Javier Baez struck out his first time.
Yeah, this is kind of a big deal early in the ball game. 3rd of the inning, they're up 1-0. They got their big RBI guy up there. We got 2 outs. You can leave a couple runners on and feel good about going back into the dugout.
Baez will swing, and then he'll swing again, and he'll swing again.
That's the good news.
Bad
as long
news
as he keeps missing.
But if you throw him anything good to hit, he's going to have a big swing on it.
See that glove go upstairs? Does he want it high? Yeah.
That's softly hit.
There, got out of it. Good job.
Big out there, thanks to the defense as well, and Corey Dickerson. The third coming up. At students, you can sign up for the Pirates Papa John's Student Pass to get exclusive ticket offers throughout the season. Get a text when a deal is available, and if you accept, the tickets will be sent via your mobile device. Plus, you get a free Papa John's pizza when you make your first purchase. Sign up at pirates.com/student pass or text code STUDENT to 61592. Sean Rodriguez gets the start today at short.
Speaking of starts, why not start with a base runner here? We have not had one.
Well, the Cubs are hoping 4 or 5 innings out of Montgomery today. And with the Pirates not even having any traffic yet, probably more on the high side of that. And the Cubs bullpen had to pitch 6+ innings last night. They played last night in Chicago, so traveling overnight, making a roster move today just to have a little bit more length. That bullpen's been beaten up too. They've been pitching a lot of innings all month long. So there are residual benefits to getting Montgomery out of the game sooner.
Everybody's napping.
Yeah. Wouldn't blame him. Got a cooler full of iced coffee out there or something. Nothing hit hard either. Not a soft contact against Montgomery. And setting up the rest of the series as well. And look at our Nissan road ahead tomorrow. Nick Kingham named the starter. He was activated today when Ivan Nova went on the DL. John Lester's had a good month, good season.
Yeah, well, Lester you can depend on usually take it substantially into the game. Same way with Hendricks.
Yeah, he's been one of the best pitchers when healthy in baseball the last several years. And Joe Musgrove coming off an outstanding debut start. Both the games we'll have pregame for you at 6:30 right here on AT&T Sportsnet.
Good. It's going to be good to see that back-to-back thing. Kingham, Musgrove, that combination of the quote-unquote new guys.
See if they can build on their strong starts.
Yeah.
Elias Diaz sends it out toward the notch. Big part of the ballpark though, and Schwarber That's the second out. There's a well-hit ball. Progress against Montgomery.
Maybe a little payback. He didn't have to make a spectacular catch to match Dickerson's work. There's other ways to get it. That ball had some carry to it.
Schwarber came up as a catcher. Wanted to get his bat in the lineup and use some guys that probably have some better skills behind the plate, so he's become a left fielder. Poole will have to swing the bat.
He likes his at-bats. That's what he's done so far.
Improved.
Handled the sacrifice bunts okay.
Yes, he has. He's done a really good job of that. Swinging away and down on strikes. 9 up, 9 down from Montgomery. 3 strikeouts. 3 innings in the books on Memorial Day. 1-0 Cubs.
Moment before today's game, World War II veteran Ewing Allen, a 94-year-old U.S. Marine Corps veteran from Bethel Park, was invited to take the field to honor those lives that were lost while serving our country. The Pirates also inviting Master Sergeant Tamanika Moose from the 9/11 Air Refueling Wing to throw out the first pitch. Oh, by the way, Tamanika has been named the U.S. Air Force Reserve Command Sergeant of the Year. And guys, I don't know what else is more fitting except for these 2 words. Thank you.
Yeah, good thoughts. Thanks, Danny. And today is a day we remember the fallen, but also we can celebrate those who are or have served as well. Every day is good for that. And back to Danny with more on yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not finished. All right, Trevor Williams back on the hill Thursday in St. Louis, but he did take the field yesterday for something that was really neat. Caught the first pitch, which was thrown by Colonel Ken King, who is retiring after 30 years of service with the U.S. Army. Ken, who has received the Purple Heart, gave Trevor a President's 100 Airborne patch, which the pitcher then put on display in his locker and then shared with us on Twitter. So a couple of really cool things, and once again, guys, 2 words that come to mind. Thank you.
Yeah, that's wonderful stuff. It is. A somber holiday. That sounds funny, but it's a great remembrance.
There's Terry with his flag there, and yeah, I think you said it best, Steve. Yeah, it's a day of, somber, solemn remembrance, but when we think about those things, we also can enjoy the weekend, enjoy the holiday because of those sacrifices. Kyle Schwarber sent out a nice tweet today about that, and a lot of the players and people around baseball. And of course the players and on-field staff wearing special uniforms all weekend long, and that is of course the royalties from those, the sales of those items are going to 2 new charities baseball has designated. Both the Tragedy Assistance Program, TAPS Folds of Honor as well, and TAPS helps surviving families of officers and caregivers, and Folds of Honor provides educational scholarships to surviving family members. Cool off to a good start here in the 4th. And of course coming up in a little bit, the nation will unite and celebrating and observing the cost of service for some, the National Moment of Remembrance, and we will take part of that as well.
Another 29 minutes at 3 o'clock Eastern Time.
Chris Jimenez. Marte, that would have been a terrific play. Jimenez is 2 for 2.
A couple plays on balls that outfielders had to come a long way for.
And the ball dislodging as it hit the ground. You got to make a football move after that.
Broken bat and couldn't quite squeeze it.
Montgomery gets it down, and it's a successful sacrifice. 2 to 4.
Mike Montgomery's doing everything correctly.
So Jimenez to second with 2 away.
And Chad Kuhl in another situation where he wants to get a big out, put another 0 up.
Yeah, you look at how the 2 pitchers have pitched. Kuhl has had traffic in the 2nd, 3rd, and here again in the 4th, whereas Montgomery has been smooth sailing. It's a 1-run game.
Yep. Well, part of the deal of being a major league pitcher is pitching out of jams and limiting damage. Chad Kuhl has been fighting it for 4 innings, and he's doing a good job.
Doesn't have a dangerous pitch count either. It's like driving in the South Hills. There's more than one way to get there, as long as you get there.
But it's still better than McKnight Road. All those guys that live in the South or used to live in the South agree on that. Banksville is so much easier than McKnight. I mean, that's a proven thing. It's been forever.
He went. Almora could not hold up.
All those people that ran away from the South Hills and went up and lived in those apple trees up there.
Look at this good slider right here.
We don't see a slider all that much. He's been leaning on a curveball to complement the fastball, but he's got it there.
Ahead 0-2. And he comes back to strike him out.
Nice work.
Single left on. Let's see if the Bucks bats can get going 2nd time around of the order.
Fourth inning. Toyota, what drives you?
And here on Memorial Day, some of the memorials that honor those soldiers who have lost their lives here on the North Shore, not far from PNC Park. And a pretty vista there. On our UPMC scoreboard, 1-0 Cubs.
Yeah, and by the way, in that picture right up there by the Duquesne Incline, there's a wonderful plaque of people that have given their lives in the military service right outside the Duquesne Incline. Very substantial list that will be remembered.
Puts a lot in perspective today. Josh Harrison with a drive out to center. Almora has the first out. We're seeing some better swings now.
Diaz gave the ball a ride. Josh Harrison gives the ball a ride. Both of them to the wrong part of the ballpark. This could be a 2-1 Pirate lead, but straightaway center field. It's carrying okay, but not like it was Friday night and Saturday, quite honest.
Now Austin Meadows making his first start in right field today. Hasn't gotten any activity out there. Meadows just fine. You know, a left-handed batter facing a lefty starter and not moving him down in the lineup at all. No need to. He's hit lefties very well throughout his career.
Part of the educational process at the big league level. Ball behind 0-2, and this will be a test. Montgomery's been around.
Now, 2 of his 3 home runs came off of a lefty, Amir Garrett, against the Reds, and was hitting .378 against lefties at AAA Indy. Not quite that high every season, but a very high batting average every year in the minors.
Montgomery didn't want to get that curveball inside. He wanted that big sweeping curveball that every left-hander has down and away from the left-hand batter. See if he employs it here.
Instead, a lazy fly to Zobrist.
Didn't get it out as far as he wanted to, and Austin got a piece of it, but not enough.
We invite you to bring your team to the ballpark on Youth Baseball and Softball Day, June 24th, when the Pirates will host the Diamondbacks. There will be an opportunity to participate in a special Q&A and chat with Pirates personnel and be recognized on the field before the game. Plus, kids can run the bases on the field after the game. Go to pirates.com/youthbaseball.
And I don't know how far Mr. Montgomery is going to go, but right now he is dealing a perfecta against the Pirates coming out of the bullpen to make this start.
Cubs are hoping for 4 or 5 innings, considering he has not started this year. Worked 2 1/3 6 days ago.
Might be one of those deals that they'll just stay with him as long as he's effective, because he has,
I would think,
been starting, and it ain't broke.
It's on the ground. And that's the final out. 12 up, 12 down against Mike Montgomery. Still 1-0 Chicago. look at this one on our Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl. Trying to cheer on Chad Kuhl.
Well, he's doing just fine so far.
1 run over 4 innings. Has had to work through a little bit of trouble and has had a lot of help from the defense today.
Starts him off with a little canned heat.
Saw that great catch by Dickerson. Actually, really 2 today, and caught stealing in there. So Zobrist batting for a 3rd time. He was the man that was caught trying to swipe second. 5 for 10 lifetime against Kuhl with 2 home runs.
Gets him to chase a bad high fastball. Not, shouldn't say bad, just a high fastball, but didn't quite get it by him. Oh, and 2. Let's try maybe a different neighborhood. Let's see.
Just missed.
Did not miss by much.
Didn't
In fact,
miss.
didn't miss. That's a perfecta. Boy, after coming from upstairs down to that corner, beautiful.
So instead, some good contact, but not good enough. 1 out. On this Monday afternoon, reminds us of our Barrel Automotive league leaders for today in day games. Last year and this year, the lowest ERA. And look at that list.
Pretty good company, Chad. Apparently he's seen the light.
Yeah, well, and the hitters aren't. There's that natural light.
Nice summer afternoon. Major League Baseball on the North Shore. Kind of a high sky too, so you got to in the outfield you got to lock in early. White baseball, high white clouds.
Quickly 3-0 on La Stella, who walked in the 3rd.
Yeah, ball goes up in the air. You got a lot of white shirts. You got a high sky. You know, pick that ball up. That might have caused a couple late starts on outfielders running so far at the last minute. Oh, okay. There, I got it. Now it's a little further in.
Yeah, that last Bryant ball comes to mind. La Stella has walked twice. It's 4 walks issued by Kuhl. Ties a season high. Don't want to put on La Stella ahead of Bryant.
Yeah, why would you want to order a Stella walk?
Yes. Bryant hit that ball. You're saying that about that sky. Dickerson was playing deep again on him. Had to come a long way to make a sliding feet first hip high grab.
I'll tell you, he is back further than most left fielders right now. I mean, he is getting a lot of respect.
He's already robbed 1 at the wall today.
These little areas of wildness. Hard to get away with 4 walks, but so far he's gotten away with 3 of them. Let's see if he can get away with the 4th.
Bryant, he's also, you know, we were talking about Rizzo. Bryant's been hit 9 times, leading the league. There's Rizzo on deck, who is homer today, the lone run. Still got to be careful with Bryant too. He doesn't have a lot of holes. He's been trying to keep it out of the hitting zone altogether.
really did a nice job on that first at bat. It looked like a power sinker down and in to get the strikeout. Just kind of a one particular pitch that Gould absolutely overmatched him on that particular pitch to get the strikeout.
Well, Estella has not tried to steal this year. Meadows gets his first action. Now with two away, Rizzo coming up, and his first time up. No question that was hit well, and in that part of the park, it's got to be slugged to get out of here, and it was.
Well, I think one of the real carry areas in this ballpark for distance when it's hit is right center field. From the edge of the scoreboard over to the 399 sign in straightaway center field. It just goes in that direction.
Nice job of tying him up there. Yeah, right out over those seats.
See that MLB sign over to the Hyundai sign? That's a go zone.
Lower wall out there too, so
yeah, you can see the yellow railing jut down and give you an opportunity that you don't have to have quite as much height. Shifty bunch, these Pirates.
So another walk, left stranded. Still 1-0. To the whole true moment later in today's game. Nice warm afternoon here on Memorial Day. Kicking off summer, 87 degrees at game time. Now let's see if the Pirates bats can get hot along with it. Mike Montgomery facing Josh Bell. 12 hitters have come up, 12 hitters retired by Montgomery, who was thrust into the rotation when Yu Darvish had to hit the disabled list. They moved up Chatwood to start yesterday. He got knocked out early, and Montgomery, who hadn't started at all this year and has fared much better as a reliever, not a starter, in his career, is a well, he's putting all those trends away so far today.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Can't predict ball.
And he's been amazingly efficient This will be pitch number 51.
Has been able to work out of the wind all day. Bell trying to invent something there. Pirates have lost 7 of their last 9. Tough loss yesterday. That late lead. Very rare bullpen hiccup. No Vasquez available today, though. Healthy. All the tests came out fine. It was a very scary time for him yesterday, seeing those pictures of him fussing with his forearm in the dugout, but feels better today. Just not going to be available.
It's getting to be quite a story here.
Look at our T-Mobile, built for baseball. And Corey Dickerson certainly built for baseball there. Timing it up, making a great leap and catch. Good job, fans, staying out of the way, too. And he went to the wall and came in from the wall to make that one as well. One on Schwarber, one on Bryant. 2 great grabs by Dickerson. That deserves a round of applause indeed.
Yep, that's the long and the short of it. Terrific plays.
He has been part of an above average defensive group in the outfield for the Pirates as well. Dickerson, you know, there's always a rap on players when they come to a new team, and he has disproved that rap, saying that maybe his defense isn't all that great out there. Boy, we've seen nothing of the sort. He makes the most of what he's got out there, which is a lot of smarts. He's still good. I mean, he's still good enough out there. I mean, there's nothing extraordinary, but he makes everything
he's supposed to.
Yeah, makes everything he's supposed to, and because of those smarts, you're seeing him do more than, you know, an average outfielder might do. He's been above average out there. It's been great to watch. And in a ballpark here, PNC Park, the left field is the 3rd largest by area out of the 30 ballparks. So by no means slow, but he's you know, very few people are as fleet of foot as Marte next to him, but Marte can make up some of that ground where the gaps formed, and charges balls, gets to balls quickly, uses 2 hands, not going to make an easy mistake.
There's some couple two-handed plays
yeah,
right there.
Yeah, those are all good plays. Yes. That'll be on our highlight reel later. Choking way up there. Punch that through.
Right on cue.
It was 3-4 inches up the bat there, and gets a 2-out hit, or 2-strike hit.
All right, they break the spell. First hit, first base runner.
Look how far he is up on that maple bat there.
Shorter, quicker stroke. A page out of Joey Votto's book.
And that's the first base runner. What's not to like? David Freese coming up. Dickerson is an advantagist over there, so you don't tend to him. Might try to swipe it, but that's about it. Freese a strikeout victim his first time. Dickerson with 3 steals, been thrown out once. Off speed for a strike. And we will have a moment of silence on Memorial Day coming up. Montgomery doesn't get the call there. Freese outstanding against lefties a couple of years ago. Decent year last year, down so far this year, but figure that's going to trend back up. Instead, a double play. And erases the lone base runner. Montgomery still faced the minimum. Park, we will have our national moment of remembrance.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this Memorial Day, Major League Baseball and the Pirates are proud to once again participate in the National Moment of Remembrance as we pause to remember the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. We ask that you please join us now in this moment of silence as a collective, unified expression of gratitude to the heroes who lost their lives while protecting the freedoms we enjoy today. Thank you.
Public address announcer Tim DeBacco. And here we'll resume play, but just to take a step away on Memorial Day to think about all these years, all the conflicts. All those have fallen before to help us be able to continue freedom here in this great country. And now we get to enjoy some more baseball. Been a good game so far, 1-0. The Pirates on the wrong side of the ledger.
We needed to get better. It's a good game, but we need to get better.
Well, Kuhl has wriggled out of a couple of difficulties. He's had some base runners on in all but the first inning, but he's made the pitches when he's needed to. And got a strike for not being ready to hit.
This is Baez being Baez.
Well, you almost never see that. It's in the rule book. And Milwaukee assessing a strike to the batter for not being in the batter's box. He's not in the batter's box right now. Oh, is that? I beg your pardon. Thought that might be the call for Baez. Regardless, it's 2-2. Now, let's see if this is. Did he make contact with it? What happened here?
I didn't see him hit any contact.
If it hit anything, it hit him, or it was missed. Yeah, so that was the reason. Heard the ticking, but there was a hit off Baez, not the bat. Called it a foul tip. Okay, so that's what the issue was.
I still didn't see it.
Well, no, because it didn't happen. It hit Baez, not the bat.
Well, shouldn't he be at first base?
Yeah, if it hit anything, it hit Baez. Oh, of course, yeah. But he's down on strikes, and that's that.
That takes care of that very interesting at bat. Strikeout number 5.
Hey, you hear that little bop bop?
I like that look.
Baez has struck out twice today. Milwaukee, the veteran umpire. Yeah, Baez not very happy.
There's Baez being Baez. There you get a full dose.
Being assessed that early strike.
I want to see more. Come on, do some more.
I think he got it out of his system.
That's a good-looking pitch.
Schwarber, was a big swing there. Didn't get that strike call. So now he's ahead in the count. Thought he snuck a home run the opposite way down the left field line, but Dickerson peeled it back from the first row seats.
Gave him a little Lee Corso. Not so fast, my friend.
Dickerson's had some nice plays today. Trying to keep this just a one-run game. A second inning Rizzo home run. Coole's pitch count and the fact that his spot comes up third in the bottom half of this inning means that by all accounts this will be his last inning. He hopes to complete it.
Well, while we have a moment, I want to send get well wishes up to a great Pirate fan up at Allegheny General Hospital, Karen Glass. She's doing well after some surgery, and says she's watching this ball game, hoping for a Pirate win. Doing well.
Yeah, we second that. I'm glad to hear she's doing well, Steve. That's good.
Thanks. The Armada is out there in the river protecting us all.
Freeze is there for the second out. Now, even though it has not been the smoothest sailing for Cool, if he can get Jimenez here, who has been in the minor leagues all year until today, it's 1 run over 6 innings.
Well, you give him an A plus if it was no runs, but he has done a very workmanlike job keeping it where it is. He got outs when he's needed them, and he has by no means let this ball game get out of hand.
And there have been opportunities. The Cubs had some times there. And it looks like he's got it. Cool with 1 run over 6 innings. 4 out of 5 now quality starts for Chad Cool. I need some run support.
TNT Sportsnet is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. Visit barrel.com to learn more about our 3 conveniently located collision centers. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
And a beautiful day to be out on the river. Look at that.
That's cool. Speaking of which,
Chad cool? Is that what you're alluding to?
The Empress going by.
You're trying to impress us, aren't you?
Yeah, speaking of Chad.
What's that all about?
Well deserved.
Yeah, 1 run over 6 innings for Cool today, and now he still has a chance to be in line for a win if Pirates can take and keep a lead here.
Well, wouldn't you love to put up at least a deuce here to make Chad eligible? By the way, Mike Montgomery, you got to believe he's on a short leash. He has been brilliant, but he is quite deep, perhaps deeper into this ball game than they thought. But the Cubs have to be delighted with it.
Well, he still faced the minimum. You know, they're thinking, all right, let's get 4 or 5 innings, 12 or 15 outs out of you. But you don't expect to face 15 batters to get 15 outs.
Well, I looked up his resume. He's got a couple of major league complete games under his belt, but that wasn't last Thursday. It's been a while.
Yeah, so you know, you talk about guys getting stretched out. You know, they're not. You can't run a marathon if you've been running 5Ks only. You know.
He's getting stretched right now, and yeah, we get a base runner. You might want to keep an eye on the Cubs dugout.
Cubs do have some activity. As Montgomery more than 2 strikes to every ball. That's very good. Rodriguez, a little swing and bunt. He'll have a base hit.
Couldn't get the handle, and Sean doesn't run all that good. If he gets to that ball, it's going to be an out at first base, but he didn't get a handle on it. And there is a crack in the foundation. Now that's not what you call hammering a line drive single into the gap in left center field, but it is a base runner and another pitch thrown by a guy who's doing a great job in this semi-emergency start.
Trying to get him around the base paths now with nobody out. Elias Diaz struck the ball pretty well out toward the notch. His only time around. Coming into today at 354 in his 13 games that he started. Don't lose a lot offensively when Cervelli has to take the day. He's been battling flu-like symptoms. And Stephen Brault, who worked yesterday and has been a starting pitcher this year, he's back up.
Kind of an interesting battery for the Cubs with Mike Montgomery coming out of the bullpen to make the start, and Jimenez, who just called up Saturday. But, looks like they're very much on the same page. Not the usual suspects, pitching and catching for the Cubs.
Yeah, Contreras getting the day off. The late game last night in Chicago. Hello. The starting pitchers.
Oh, they're always talking about hitting. They're always talking about hitting.
Yeah. Or maybe, yeah, we love throwing that pitch up and in and watch it. That's the best when those guys drop the bat.
Looks like a police lineup.
Diaz strikes out looking. Fourth strikeout today by Montgomery. On this Memorial Day, USAA honors our fallen heroes. The Korean War Memorial along the North Shore, not too far from PNC Park. Colin Moran will pinch hit for Cool. So Cool, a run over 6 innings today.
4 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. 1 bad pitch.
Moran, who slugged .458 last year in AAA and with the Astros against lefties, does not get an opportunity to face lefties very often. Just 2 for 10. Though he does a lot of cage work against simulated left-handed pitching or in batting practice. On this hot day too, I think it's also remarkable to see Montgomery going this distance.
Yeah, I don't have any idea what that conference was just there, other than maybe perhaps buying some time if it's needed.
Steve Cishek sells seashells by the seashore. I always challenge myself to see that. Well, I can say that. Submariner getting up. Kind of like, Ron Burgundy, practicing his, before he would go on.
Next subject I'm going to give you. Do you have a favorite summer song?
Summer song?
Yeah, it's a hot summer day.
Yeah. Summer in the City, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. John Sebastian. Like Eddie Cochran, Summertime Blues.
Yeah, play it on your phone.
I went to see my congressman, but he said, whoa, I'd like to help you, son, but you're too young to vote. Summertime Blues.
Here's the 2-2. A lot of blue down there by the Cubs dugout.
Yeah. They know the seating section information here at PNC.
Yeah, some Cubs fans have infiltrated. And Moran down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts by Montgomery. Now let's go back to our studios. Rob King checks in with a game break. Thank you, Rob. And that is going to be it for Montgomery. Went through the lineup twice and give him 5 2/3 in that spot start today. Pirates nothing. Pirates trying to open the series with a victory. It's been a Rizzo second inning home run. That's it. Cubs go to the bullpen for the first time today with Steve Cishek. He's been very good against righties this year. 125 against him. And he'll face Harrison, who has never faced Cishek.
Nor Shadrach, nor Bendigo.
All day. 0 for 2 though against Montgomery. From that angle, what's that look like as a right-handed batter?
Well, that looks like he's coming down the third baseline, and then a big sweeping roundhouse curveball. A lot of spin way over there and unhittable. Josh just takes a wave.
Count on 3 pitches. Now, Cishek's been really good against righties, and you see why. That keeps the Cubs up 1-0.
is presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
On our UPMC scoreboard, Cubs 1, Pirates nothing. 7th coming up.
Brault has been brilliant out of the Pirate bullpen. He's 3-0 with a 1.29 ERA. 8 trips out of the pen, 3 wins. The stage is set for this kind of situation. It's just a 1-0, 1-run ball game. So get him out, Stephen. Maybe get to another W.
Facing Mount Lebanon's Ian Happ, pinch hitting. So Brault pitching on back-to-back days for the first time in his career. And Happ, who came on the scene last year, boy, what a 2/3 or so of the season that he had. Hitting 24 home runs. That's for Cishek, who struck out Harrison, the only man he faced. And Brault, who has been a career starting pitcher in the minor leagues and a good part of his major league career. And we'll see how it works pitching 2 days in a row for him. You know, just things you're not used to doing. Some guys are more rubber armed than others, right?
Yep.
The way that he pitched last night, I mean, the Pirates pen a rare rough outing. He was able to douse the Flames in the 8th and then pitched a quiet 9th.
That was one of the toughest innings to watch that we have seen. That 8th inning yesterday.
Which is great, because that means that there have been very few innings like that this season. There, you know, the first 2 months of last season, we could say that happened a half dozen, 8 times. You know, it's been very sporadic since a rough and tumble, maybe first 10 days, 2 weeks of this season. Foul ball there. Molly making some good plays over there. No Vasquez today. He's going to get rest today, though he's okay after reporting some discomfort. Doing a good job of that, resting.
Some guys do that better than others.
Count now full on Happ. Almora next. And then another switch hitter in Zobrist due to follow. Strikes him out. On the 9th pitch, there was a strikeout. MLB at bat. That's your #1 Pirates app. Customize your experience to catch every moment all season long. Get Pirates home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV game of the day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at bat today. Almora 0 for 2. Began the day 5th in the league in batting average. Well, Brault's done a nice job, especially since he's gone to the bullpen. Has limited lefties very well, and there is his velocity has gone up. He's decidedly been more aggressive to hitters. Found the right spot.
Just hard enough to get out of the reach of Josh Harrison. If he doesn't get it quite that solidly, maybe Josh can flag it down. That close.
Past 1 and Took a little bit of a hot there too, but yeah, he wasn't quite there yet. A game of inches.
And as usual, Josh just lays it all out on the field.
Now Ben Zobrist. Got thrown out trying to steal back in the third.
Other than when he's playing for the Cubs against the Pirates, I'm a Ben Zobrist fan for standing up to wear the kind of shoes to recognize the legacy and history of Willie Mays and Henry Aaron, some of the other guys that wore those traditional black spikes, and he got his hand slapped by Major League Baseball. What a joke.
Against the uniform policy, 51% of every accessory item has to be of team colors. Now he's got red, white, and blue ones on today.
Yep, said didn't want to do it all the time, just every once in a while. I think it was just day games in Chicago. I think there's some phrasing like that. Ready to go with a new base or an old base.
That's quite a souvenir.
Yeah, he changed it. Okay, yeah, take that home.
That's what Zobrist was trying to do last time. Steal a base. I think the transaction was on the up and up.
Yeah.
I'm not insinuating that.
All these people that are involved in that should go talk to Lloyd McClendon. He knows how to do it. He gets a base. He can get a souvenir base.
Hit to Dickerson.
I think he got it just far enough in where he could hit it good, but didn't quite get it out on the barrel of the bat where he could really drive it further. Line drive, but contained.
All-American today.
People showing their colors. It's great.
On this gorgeous day, Addison Russell will pinch hit for LaStella, so they don't want the lefty LaStella to face the lefty Brault. And this will probably be Brault's last batter, I'd think. Kyle Crick is getting up with Bryant on deck, and Bryant, who crushes lefties and has hit Brault very well in his career. That's not a matchup the Pirates want, so Brault with 2 outs here. Try to deliver a clean inning, pitching on back-to-back days. Almora has not stolen a base this year.
Brault with a couple outs here. Going back to Chad Kuhl for a minute, he did owe the Cubs some payback. They have really given him fits, but boy, he made a great effort getting back even a little bit. His performance this afternoon. Still got some catching up to do, but today was a great start to get back.
Didn't get the call, and that swings it to 2-1.
Oh yeah, a little movement there. Left-hander turning it over a little bit, catching that perfect pitch neighborhood. You need those calls. 2-1 is a whole lot different than 1 and 2.
Down the line, and that one is gone. Pinch hit, 2-run home run for Addison Russell. And it didn't get the 1-1 pitch for a strike. Ahead in the count, Russell hits one right down the line. Home run number 2 this season.
Well, they almost got one earlier, and they did get this one. Just tucked it inside the foul pole.
Threw him a good slider on 1-0. That one not as good. Brault wishes he had that one back. Fair by a few feet. And Brault knew it. Pitched great last night, was on his way to a good outing today, but Russell gets him and extends the Cubs lead to 3-0. Three 3-0 Cubs now. Brault disappointed to be sure. He was making some hay in that inning and then spun a slider, hung it, and Russell made him pay.
Kyle Crick coming on. Take a look at his numbers. No wins or losses, but a 1.76 ERA. 15 innings, 19 strikeouts.
He has been a nice find coming over from the Giants. Got that big arm, as everybody does out of that Pirate bullpen. And Brault's the soft tosser, and he's still bringing it up there at 93, 94. Bryant, the biggest part of this ballpark. Easy play for Corey Dickerson. But the Cubs extend their lead on that pinch hit home run by Addison Russell.
As we sing, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
We already used it.
pinch hit home run. Look at our Point Park social media and on Instagram. Austin sending out a way to observe Memorial Day today as we honor the fallen. Nicely said. And all the new beginnings as well here today. Great to have families out trying to have some fun at the ballpark. Pirates are going to need to stage a late comeback. Against the former Bucko coming on. Addison Russell stays in the game to play short, and Baez, who is playing over there, swings back to second. There's Justin Wilson.
Former Bucko. 20 innings, 24 strikeouts. Opponents hitting under 200. When he gets it over the plate, he is a handful. Still getting it there, 94 miles an hour. Montgomery, Cishak, and now Wilson. Cishak, a cameo appearance, striking out Josh Harrison. That was it.
Now Wilson's had a good May, just one earned run. Again, more than 10 innings. Meadows is 0 for 3 today. Pirates have managed 2 singles. Neither all that well hit either.
Quiet day for the Pirate bats.
That could change, though. Hey. Those are the 2 things you want. Wow. Don't let your dad have that. I'll take it. Freeze pop. Marte has struck out, also has bounced out. Well, big change after that home run by Russell. You still navigate a 1-run game, and I'm sure the way you pitch is different, right? One swing in the bat can tie it at any moment. Now you got a little breathing room.
A little bit, yeah, but a 3-spot can go away quickly also. Yeah, 1 run, very skinny, very little wiggle room.
Right in on the hands of Marte. Wilson came over to the Cubs last year from Detroit. Of course, originally traded to the Yankees from the Pirates for Francisco Cervelli. Baez able to backtrack.
Remember the days of Wilson and Watson out of the Pirate bullpen.
Right.
Watson.
Very effective in that 2013 season. Had a little run as the Tigers closer last year before coming over at the deadline. Josh Bell hitless in his 2 tries. And Russell. 1, 2, 3 inning for Justin Wilson. Still 3-0 Chicago.
question for Joe Musgrove, right? Well, now's your chance because the pitcher will be our guest on Twitter Tuesday. Please send us your questions to @ATT Sportsnet Pit, and we will pick the best of the best and bring them to you tomorrow on the pregame show. And once again, the broadcast. Of course, always use the hashtag Bucks Tuesday. I have a question. Being a fellow Southern California kid, does Joe miss a good fish taco as much as I do? Because you know nobody makes fish tacos like San Diego.
Stay cool.
I love fish
San Diego.
tacos. Yeah. I don't know any better, so I think they're good here. But Danny's got better perspective. Maybe I'll try one when the Pirates go there. Or better yet, I'll take one from here in Pittsburgh with me to San Diego, and then I'll eat them right next to one another.
They should be really good shape over that, 4.5 hour flight.
Yeah, just put it in my bag. Base hit for Rizzo. His second hit today.
Hey, Joe, I could help you with that. In my previous days in traveling with our great crew, they are well versed because of me and what fish tacos are like in San Diego. So just tag along with them. Trust me, they will lead you in the right direction.
Okay.
Cannot miss.
Well, our resident food expert is Pete Toma, our director.
Oh, yeah.
So I will go with Pete, Danny.
Yep.
Thank you. Not that the others don't know about food, but Pete is excellent. Tell me where to go. Now these guys got me hungry.
Yeah, we're getting another vote for San Diego. Pete and Susie Thomas celebrating their anniversary. Susie's a native of San Diego, so another source.
Well, happy anniversary,
Congratulations.
guys.
Yeah.
Blistered bat, and Crick sends it into right. And Rizzo will trot to third. Baez at second.
I'll tell you, that was a mess. I mean, that was wood flying all over the place.
They mulched that bat. All right, there's a piece there. Okay, one over here, four over there.
As a result, we got Cubs all over the place. Cubs everywhere. There it is. That is a weapon right there. That is as far as that kind of broken bat's going to go to the outfield grass.
Ooh.
That's how it starts.
I thought Crick showed some good focus again to that ball, but it's a base hit for Baez and then a throwing error, allowing him to move up. So Cubs in scoring position, and now the base is loaded as Schwarber is intentionally walked. They had first base open. Schwarber narrowly hit a home run today, but Dickerson brought it back. So they'll just bypass him. Hey, ump, why won't they pitch to me? It's called playing the percentages. It's what great managers do to win ball games. So now infield halfway. They will try the relatively untested, at least this year, Chris Jimenez. He's not run well. Managed a couple of singles today in his Cubs debut. 35-year-old journeyman. .218 career batter. They get the ground ball, and they get it out there, and then Diaz sends it into right field, and he is down. And meanwhile, two Cubs score, and something is wrong with Diaz. He has stayed down since that throw. That'll be a throwing error, and let's hope that he is okay. Clint Hurdle, meanwhile, talking about something at home plate during one of the runs scoring.
And Clint wants him to look at something. Could it?
Maybe the play at the plate with Crick going over to cover. I'm not sure. Oh, the original play there.
Yeah. Ooh. And a
trying to initiate contact with the catcher.
twisted ankle.
And that is what hobbled Diaz. And that makes a lot of sense why that throw. I mean, the catcher these days is not expected to have the contact. If he's stepping out of the way like that. He was out, but that interrupted the throw. The umpires are going to confer. They could call a double play here and put the runners back. And they're going to, yeah, so they're going to look at this. Well, a few years ago, wouldn't bat an eyelash at that, but these days.
Joe Madden is talking to the umpires before they get to the headset.
Can't argue replay. But I think they're trying to say that there was interference. I mean, that's what Clint Hurdle is claiming, that there was interference. I mean, this would be a huge swing. It would take 2 runs off the board. And it would put the runners back on the bases with 2 outs in the inning. Looks like Diaz, by the way, is going to be able to stay in the game, which is also very good.
They don't think that was a very sportsmanlike slide. You're hearing it from the fans in the background.
The Buster Posey rule.
See, he's got a clean shot there. Diaz is way out of the way, and he's taking a shot at him. That might have been the original discussion that Clint Hurdle had.
A runner attempting to score may not deviate from his direct pathway to the plate in order to initiate contact with the catcher. That is how the rule starts. 7-1-3. That is as clear as day then.
So that, yeah, that had to be what Clint was talking about.
And he's right on. I know we sometimes get a little wayward with replay. Sometimes our understanding isn't quite as crisp as the umpires. They're the best at it. But that is as clear as day. The runner did attempt to deviate from his direct pathway to home plate. That's exactly the violation of that rule, which, by the way, was not called at all last year until the postseason. There was not a challenge, at least, that was reversed on any plays at the plate until the postseason last year. So it was a Charlie Culberson play with the Dodgers. But that's what the rule says. Yeah. It's in the rule book.
Well, it's going to be an interesting thing because Madden's already been out there. If the Pirates get this call, he's going to. I would be surprised if he didn't shoot out of that dugout.
And he'd be immediately ejected because you can't argue replay. Yeah. But what should happen there is, first of all, the runner's out at home plate. The runner would also be called out at first base for interference by the runner coming from third to home. And then the runners would be put back on the bases. That would be how the play would be ruled. So there would be 2 outs and no runs across. And that would be a huge swing in this ball game to give the Pirates a much better chance of coming back. And we're still waiting for the umpires in New York to decide. Major League umpires. Back of the. All right, here comes the ruling. And that is the biggest farce I've seen in some time ago. That's. I don't understand that. Well, I just don't know what the rule is then. And Clint Hurdle arguing replay has been ejected. But this happened last season. We never saw baseball enforce this last season. There were a dozen or a dozen and a half of these challenges last season. Never was it overturned during the regular year, only once in the postseason. And who knows what the rule is? That is the rule. That's the first sentence in the rule. Clint Hurdle is absolutely right, and baseball was wrong on that. But we saw it all last year. It was not enforced. And it is not enforced here. And the Cubs will benefit. A runner attempting to score may not deviate from his direct pathway to the plate in order to initiate contact with the catcher. That's exactly what Rizzo did. And that's that. And the umpires did the correct thing. The umpires here did the correct thing by ejecting Hurdle. He cannot argue replay. However, he was exactly right. Exactly right. So now instead 2 runs across and only 1 out. So Rizzo gets away with it. And Tom Prince, the bench coach, will take over as the Pirates skipper the rest of this game. And Diaz remaining in the game.
Yeah, you're looking at the possibility of a broken ankle right there. We're talking about Buster Posey back in the day that created the rule.
Yeah, Scott Cousins sliding into him, and that used to be commonplace where
it would be commonplace to run into him, not to take cheap shots.
And Bell and Crick combine on the out, moving Jimenez to third with 2 away. Now the Pirates will have their work cut out for them. Be interesting to hear what Clint Hurdle says on Pirates postgame tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure that it'll be thoroughly hashed out and discussed.
As it should be. I just don't get why that's not enforced anymore. I mean, it was not enforced throughout baseball last year.
I don't think
not just with the Pirates, but all teams.
I don't think everybody has enough clarity about the whole aspect of it.
Well, I think it's as clear as day, Steve.
Okay.
On that play.
On that play.
Yeah, you know, on that play at least. Good pick by Freese. But the Cubs will benefit, and they lead 5-0.
TNT Sportsnet is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
And Anthony Rizzo deviating from his direct pathway to home plate, but not called out. Even for interference. And that is Brian Butterfield high-fiving Rizzo.
Congratulating him. Yeah.
Could have injured Elias Diaz. And then Joe Madden, who was talking with the umpires after the replay decision had been rendered. Remember, Clint Hurdle got ejected for doing that. He's not allowed to argue, but maybe he's asking for a clarification in the assessment of the umpires. But still, I'm glad Diaz is okay. But the umpires in New York who made that decision missed the call.
And on we go to the bottom of the 8th. Changes for the Cubs. Okay, we'll go to the position players. Pedro Strop coming in and his numbers. Up to date with him.
Strop has been very, very good.
There's Strop, who is doing a good job, having a good year for the Cubs. There's Zobrist going over to left field. And Hayward coming in to play right, or staying in the ballgame to play right. There we go.
Dickerson making some great plays in the field. Also with a base hit. One of 2 base runners for the Pirates today. Been a frustrating stretch of ball after the Pirates had a very good stretch of winning. They have been streaky this year. Dickerson did a nice job too, punching that ball through the middle against the lefty. Mike Montgomery, who went 5 2/3 today. Poke out to center, and Almora closes the gap.
Yeah, the whole foundation of this thing when the dust settles is going to be the fact that Montgomery gave them a very, very good start. The ball that is hit hard enough to hang up for Almora. Got it locked in and goes into a slide and then catches it above his head.
David Freese 0 for 2. Jason Hayward, Gold Glover on a routine play. So 2 up and 2 down in the Pirates' 8th. The Pirates offer ticket values to get every fan to PNC Park this season, such as the Giant Eagle Advantage Card discount. Use your card to save up to $10 on seats throughout the ballpark for all Sunday through Friday games. To save on tickets, go to pirates.com/advantagecard.
Bunch of starters right there.
Come and see the rest of the starting rotation, huh? Chad Kuhl pitched effectively today. 1 run over 6 innings. Don't score, can't win. Pirates need to change that around. Some good Cubs pitching today. Just a few hours after they arrived, their game ended at 20 to midnight in Chicago. And to clue you in at what takes place, it takes a while. Everyone showers, packs up. You got to go to the airport, got to load up the plane, and fly over here.
Well, if they landed at 3, then you got to get off the plane, get organized
got to the
on
rooms
the buses.
at that
so
time.
that's another
Got
hour.
to their rooms at that time.
Oh, they got to their rooms at 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, that's nothing. How many people haven't been out till 3 o'clock?
Not me these days.
They're 26, 27,
PM?
28
PM
years
or
old.
AM?
Well, anyway, the
Yeah.
big story is the Cubs pitching has faced one batter over the minimum.
Montgomery, Cishek, Wilson, and now Stroh.
He ought to adjust his hat, shouldn't he?
He's been doing that a while, and it has worked. Only Bruce Sutter with a lower career ERA as a Cub. And he's in the Hall of Fame. Hanging up there long enough, and Almora has a final out. Stropa 1-2-3-8. Still 5-0. Is Tom Prince, the acting manager, the bench coach, trying to get some more clarification on that play at the plate earlier. And watch the runner Rizzo go out of his way to make contact with Diaz, who then fired an errant throw because of that into right field. Pirates challenged that play, and it was ruled that Rizzo did not do that, although in the rule book, a runner attempting to score may not deviate from his direct pathway to the plate in order to initiate contact with the catcher. That is how Rule 713 starts. Clint Hurdle knows that. He argued replay, which is an automatic ejection. He was removed from the game. Good thing Diaz did not have to leave the game. Joe Madden also was seeking clarification after the replay. He was not ejected. And Richard Rodriguez is on to pitch.
Cool brought Crick Rodriguez this afternoon.
So the top of the order. Rodriguez has been awfully good. Has pitched with one-sided games, but we've seen him make some really good hitters not look so good a lot of times. Meadows makes Zobrist 0 for 4 today.
Here's the bad guy that really opened this ball game up. Addison Russell coming in to pinch hit. And hitting that home run just inside the foul pole to take it from 1-0 to 3-0. That's a pretty effortless 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Slings it right up there.
Now, he was getting his first chances in the major leagues last year, just a handful of games with Baltimore. But really had been in the minor leagues, a career minor leaguer, and signed as a minor league free agent with zero fanfare, but was invited to spring training, pitched decently. Again, nothing overwhelming, did not make the club. Called up 2 weeks into the season. And there has been a lot to talk about Richard Rodriguez, 28 years old. I mean, he was outrighted in the middle of September last year by the Orioles. I mean, they didn't even let him stay on the roster the last 2 weeks of the season. So
must have been because of control then, because the arm is evident.
He's had great control throughout his minor league career. It doesn't make sense. So the Pirates saw, you know, okay, here's something that doesn't add up. Let's offer a contract to this guy. Let's bring him in. Let's see what happens. And Rodriguez wanted to come here because he heard that Pittsburgh is a place where pitchers sometimes, or maybe a little bit overlooked, or something hasn't gone their way, can find the right track. And so far with Rodriguez, it has.
Maybe a little bit about Ray Searage too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's two unexplainable acquisitions. Dickerson, I don't know why Tampa Bay let him go, and why Rodriguez is not pitching in the big leagues earlier than this.
That sometimes happens, right? I guess
Yeah.
both ways. But Rodriguez has always had good minor league numbers, even in the upper minors. But at 28, I guess, you know, teams have put those types of guys, label them, oh, they're not prospects anymore, right? They've been around. It took them a little longer to develop. But hey, I don't care if you're 28, 38, 18, doesn't matter. If you can pitch, right?
Yeah. Hard for me to swallow at my stage that they consider 28 old. But sometimes they do, as you say.
Dickerson playing deep. He's going to have to play it on a hop. Now, he's been playing deep out there, Brian, with plenty of power. And now the first time Anthony Rizzo comes up. Let's hear what the crowd says.
I'm curious to I'm curious to see what happens during the setback.
He slid into Diaz.
He's asking him if he's all right. I'm guessing that's what he's doing. There's a hungry crowd here, by the way, as you could hear by the reaction.
That led to 2 runs on Diaz's errant throw when he was slid into by Rizzo. Rizzo was congratulated in the Cubs dugout for that maneuver, which is a violation of the rules, but not ruled as such. After the Pirates challenged the play. And now he bats with 2 men aboard. And after that wild pitch, they'll have him in scoring position. Well, do you even want to pitch to him now? You got the RBI leader, though, behind him. But a guy who is a wild swinger.
Sometimes in these situations, you do want to pitch to him.
At least more predictable. Not easier, but more predictable than Baez, I would suppose. Foul ball. Now even up, coming back from down 2-0. sneak through the drawn in infield. Russell and Bryant will score after moving up on the wild pitch. Rizzo's third hit today yields his second and third runs batted in.
Frustration of Rodriguez after Rizzo just reaches out and serves it back through the middle. I just thought he might have had a chance to get a glove on that ball. But right now, those kind of things aren't happening for the Buccos.
2 runs in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, 2 here in the 9th.
So again, as we saw yesterday, bullpen issues after a good start by Chad Kuhl.
Yeah, Kuhl gave up 1 run over 6 innings.
Yesterday it was Santana, Feliz, and Vasquez. Today, Brault, Crick, Rodriguez.
This has been a difficult stretch for the Pirates. If they don't turn this around today, it's 8 out of 10 on the wrong side of things.
Milwaukee is winning against St. Louis.
And the Cubs with 4 straight singles off Rodriguez. Usually doesn't get hit like this. Only allowed 3 runs all year coming into this outing.
They don't appear to be tired.
Yeah, they started Mike Montgomery today.
Another ball that close to Rodriguez getting. Hard to react that quick to both of those balls, Rizzo's and Baez.
Well, with a 7-run advantage, Cubs can afford to leave in Pedro Strop, the pitcher. Luke Farrell, who was brought up today, he was supposed to start at AAA Iowa yesterday. He was supposed to be the guy that pitched after Montgomery. Didn't need him. Montgomery gave him 5 2/3 coming out of the bullpen to start.
Well, he's going to follow him after a fashion. Right. Unless you think they'll leave Strop in.
Not sure. Getting his 3rd plate appearance.
Well, at least the helmet is straight.
Yeah, they make you wear an ear flap these days. Otherwise, maybe he'd find a way. Usually wears his soft cap tilted. That's out number 2. And the Cubs aficionados here cheering on Strop's flyout. It has been a frustrating stretch. Yeah, the Pirates pen, as we talked about before yesterday, you know, they went a 6-week stretch where they had the 2nd lowest ERA out of any bullpen out of the 30 teams. So some give back the last 2 days. Though you don't score, you don't win. And it has been more the story of the Cubs pitching which on a day with Montgomery starting, you're hoping, okay, well, they've got an emergency starter and a battered bullpen. That should be a recipe for success. Cubs have thwarted that notion today, and then they got Lester and Hendricks going Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Pirates will have to just turn over the odds on those nights now.
7 out of the 8 innings, 3 up, 3 down.
And those base runners equal the amount of base runners the Pirates have had all day. No one passed first. Jimenez in his Cubs debut today. 10th consecutive season, a portion of the season with a major league club. Talk about perseverance. More than 900 minor league games. Came up from AAA Iowa. Last year, the only year of his career that he spent entirely in the major leagues. He was 34 last year, now 35.
He's a great example of a solid catcher that can find a job. That's still a valuable commodity.
And he's down on strikes. Cubs collect 2 more. And the Pirates need 7 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Don't forget, tomorrow our coverage continues at 6:30. The Cubs and the Pirates, as Nick Kingham will make his 4th career start against John Lester, and our coverage begins at 6:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason.
I'm going to see Luke Farrell. This ball game is Pirates having a frustrating Memorial Day.
Well, not frustrating
no.
for that family, huh?
Exactly. Got himself big league baseball. Luke Farrell coming out to work the 9th inning.
The son of John Farrell, the ex-big league pitcher and manager. He was still supposed to start at Iowa yesterday. He'd rather relieve in Pittsburgh today. Elias Diaz. Hit a ball toward the notch back of the 3rd inning today. Nice pick there by Bryant. One out in the Pirates' 9th inning. Trying to avoid the shutout.
I'm not so sure about the headlines in Pittsburgh tomorrow, but in Chicago, a lot about Mike Montgomery.
So Adam Frazier will bat for Rodriguez. Frazier at 230. A couple of pinch hits this year. Just trying to get some base runners. The Pirates manages 2 base runners today. A Dickerson single in the 5th. He was erased on a double play. And then Sean Rodriguez a little swing and bunt single in the 6th. Neither runner able to advance into scoring position today. And Farrell has the first 2 outs here. That'll leave it up to Josh Harrison to try to get something going. Not a lot of hard contact today either. I mean, it has been a dominant Cubs pitching performance. The only 2 games I could find this century where the Pirates had not advanced a man into scoring position was the Bailey no-hitter and the Scherzer no-hitter, the near perfect game. This, of course, just at the moment, a 2-hit game, but shows you how dominant the Cubs pitching has been today.
Well, you look at this game, you look up at the scoreboard, 1-0 all the way across through 6 innings, and then it just got completely away. In a good game for 6 innings, good baseball game, good pitching, good plays made.
Russell with that pinch hit 2-run home run off Brault. Took it from 1-0 to 3-0. 2-out home run.
And then he got kind of raggedy.
Yeah, the Rizzo play, which will be talked about quite a bit. That's that. Well, it counts as 1. And the Cubs will congratulate one another, but the Pirates with an opportunity to still take this series if they can rebound. But it's been a tough road right now as the Bucks have lost 8 of their last 10.
Yeah, and they're doing it in different ways too. The bullpen that's been so strong a good bit of the time is struggling, wasting some good starts, but
and just some tension building after a tough defeat today. And plenty to talk about after this one, so let's send it out to Rob and Michael.